A 16-year-old boy defeated Gukesh in the FIDE Grand Swiss, and we'll see the game from an equal position how Gukesh lost and Gukesh played a blunder. At this moment, it was the 46th move, and Gukesh was playing with the black side. It was black to play. White has just played pawn to g4, and here black has played bishop into a3. Shocking blunder, which actually loses the piece after bishop a3, and after rook h6. Later on, white has played g5 and white has the connecting passer. Maybe black has thought that black could prove this bishop pawn fast forward and we can create some sort of counterplay, but actually he was wrong. After rook g6, king g2, rook g7, and again there was a last chance that he can go for some sort of king b7 to activate the king. He played rook g7, and then after bishop to d6, a5, bishop f4, simply diverting the bishop to the another square. Rook d3, rook b1, and now the b6 pawn is falling apart. Or there is no way basically to keep support this pawn, and you can play rook b7, but then there is simple g6, and I will come with some g7 idea. And in the view of that, white has black has resigned the game and white won. But we'll see, instead of bishop a3, what was the simplest way to draw the game? Is that simply taking the bishop on f8, rook f8, and king to b7. And I believe that Gukesh thought about these two connected pass pawns could be very, very strong. That's why he thought, let's give up the bishop and let's create some counterplay on the queen side with the pawn on d4 and the c3, because he has the connected pass pawn on d4 and c3. But that was a wrong approach actually. At this moment, it was nothing is going to happen after g5, rook b2, and our pawns are also very strong. And this rook can also come into the game with e7, and black is having enough counterplay to hold the game. But he blundered with bishop a3 and lost the piece and also lost the game.